All right, today we're jumping into a classic story by Selma Lagerlöf called The Rattrap. Now, this isn't your typical fairy tale. It's more like a fairy tale for grown-ups, set deep in the iron mines of Sweden. And it asks this really powerful question. Can just one act of kindness actually change someone for the better? Like truly awaken the goodness inside them? Well, let's find out.
So this is the idea that really kicks the whole story off. It's the worldview of our main character, right? He looks at life and doesn't see a gift. Nope, he sees a giant, dangerous trap, one that offers up all these amazing things, riches, joy, you name it, but only to eventually snap shut on you.
So you gotta wonder, right? What kind of person ends up seeing the world as this giant trap? To really get where he's coming from, we need to take a look at the life he's lived, the life that shaped this dark, cynical philosophy.
Okay, so our main guy, he doesn't even have a name. He's just this peddler, a total vagabond. His clothes are basically rags, his cheeks are sunken from hunger. I mean, this guy is struggling. And the irony? He makes a living by selling these little wire rat traps, the very thing he believes the world is. He has to beg, sometimes even steal a little, just, to keep body and soul together. So his whole philosophy, it's not some deep, abstract thought. It was literally forged in the fire of being poor and completely alone.
The psychology here is pretty fascinating. The world has never, ever been kind to him. So he gets this kind of strange, almost bitter joy from thinking badly about it. It's his one comfort. He just sits there imagining other people, especially the ones who seem to have it all, getting caught in the exact same trap he's in. It's dark, but it's all he's got.
So, what happens when a guy with this much cynicism bumps up against, pure, unexpected kindness? His whole philosophy is about to get put to the test, and we're going to see if it holds up.
Okay, so picture this. It's a dark evening, and our peddler is just looking for a place to crash. He knocks on a cottage door, totally expecting to get told off. But the complete opposite happens. An old, lonely crofter opens the door and is actually happy to see him, happy to have some company. He invites him in, gives him supper, shares his tobacco. They even play a game of cards. It's just this moment of pure, genuine trust, something totally alien in the peddler's experience.
And this is where the bait shows up. The old crofter is so open and trusting that he proudly shows the peddler the 30 kroner he just earned. And not only that, he points out exactly where he keeps it, in a little leather pouch, hanging right there on a nail by the window. Big mistake.
So even after all that incredible kindness, he just can't resist. The bait is too good. The next morning, they say their goodbyes, but about a half an hour later, the peddler comes back. He smashes the window pane, snags the money, and takes off. And at that moment, he feels pretty smart about it. He's taken the bait.
So, the peddler thinks he's pretty clever. He thinks he got away with it, but just like his own philosophy predicts, the trap is about to spring shut.
Okay, so to avoid getting caught, he ducks off the main highway and heads into the woods. Bad idea. This isn't just any forest. It's a huge, confusing labyrinth. He walks and walks for hours, but the paths just keep twisting and turning back on themselves. He realizes he's just going in circles, getting more and more lost. There's no way out.
And this is the moment it hits him. His whole cynical philosophy just became his terrifying new reality. The forest, with its branches and thickets, has literally become the rat trap he was always thinking about. His own clever plan led him right into it. And as it gets dark, he just collapses. He's done for. He thinks this is the end.
But right then, just as he's about to give up completely, he hears something. A sound. A steady thumping. Thumping of a hammer. That sound is going to lead him to shelter, all right? But it's a place that is going to change his life forever.
He somehow finds his last ounce of strength and just staggers toward that sound. He ends up at the Ramjo Ironworks, and he looks awful. The blacksmiths inside barely even look up. They're used to seeing homeless guys trying to get warm by the furnace. All our peddler wants to do is find a spot and sleep.
But then, the owner of the whole place, the Iron Master, shows up for his nightly inspection. And in the flickering light from the forge, he sees this tall, raggedy figure and mistakes him for an old army buddy, a Captain von Stahl. The peddler, well, he sees a chance here for a handout maybe, so he decides, yeah, I'm not going to correct him.
So the Iron Master is thrilled to see his old friend and invites him to his house for Christmas. But the peddler, he's instantly terrified. He says no, absolutely not. So why would he refuse? Well, think about it. He's got 30 stolen kroner in his pocket. Going to a rich man's house feels like willingly walking into a lion's den. His own crime has him trapped.
But this Iron Master, he's not giving up that easily. When he can't convince the guy himself, he sends the one person who he thinks just might be able to get through to his stubborn captain.
And that's when his daughter, Edla Wilmundsen, shows up. Now, the story says she isn't beautiful in the traditional sense, but she's shy and incredibly perceptive. She takes one look at this terrified man, and her gut just tells her, okay, this guy has either stolen something or he's just broken out of jail. But instead of being suspicious, she feels this deep sense of compassion for him.
And what she says next is absolutely crucial. She doesn't try to trick him or pressure him. She sees his fear, she understands it, and she gives him a real way out. Her promise that he can leave whenever he wants, no questions asked, is so completely disarming that for the very first time, the peddler feels a little flicker of trust, and he agrees to go with her.
Okay, so the next day is Christmas Eve. The peddler's been given a bath, a shave, a haircut, and he's wearing one of the Iron Master's own fancy suits. But now, in the bright light of day, oh boy, the truth is obvious. This is not Captain von Stalgel. The Iron Master is furious. He just explodes, accuses the peddler of lying, and threatens to call the sheriff right then and there.
But just as her father is about to call the cops, Edla steps in. She makes this incredible argument. She says, "Wait a minute, we invited him here. We promised him Christmas cheer. We can't just throw him out now." She insists that they should give this poor wandering soul exactly what they promised him, just one single day of peace.
Her father surprisingly agrees, though he's not happy about it. And that one single act of compassion, of grace that the peddler absolutely did not earn, that is what starts to break open the bars of the prison inside his own mind, a trap that was way, way bigger than any forest. Fast forward to Christmas morning. Edla and her father are at a church, and what do they hear? News that an old crofter was robbed by, you guessed it, a guy selling rat traps. Her father is just livid. He's sure they'd been played for fools and that their house has been robbed blind. They race home, expecting the absolute worst. Silver spoon's gone, the whole place turned upside down. But when they get there, the stranger is gone. And he hasn't stolen a single thing. In fact, he left something behind, a small package just for Edla. She opens it, and inside there's a tiny rat trap. And inside the rat trap, the 3 wrinkled 10-kroner bills he stole, and a letter addressed to her.
The letter pretty much explains everything. He says that because she treated him like a real captain with honor and respect, it gave him the power to act like a real captain. He asks her to please return the money to the old man. Her kindness, he writes, was the key that finally let him escape the world's rat trap.
And then comes the final perfect touch. He signs the letter, not as the nameless peddler, but as Captain von Stahl, the honorable man she believed he was. In the end, her compassion helped him become that person. It's such a powerful ending, and it really leaves you with something to think about, doesn't it? I mean, how different would the world be if we treated people not just as they are, but as the person we believe they have the potential to become?